gotta stop being lazy and get back to what I was doing. I looked sharp. Like, get my suit game back on. I got a new one coming in. I got a couple new ones coming in here soon. I like the intro. Um, and wearing, but it's tough. If I would have known how comfortable Crocs are, I would have probably been like I have so many. I got so many shoes that I get confused, and then I just look at the Crocs and they're just so comfortable, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna rock that. But what's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36. This is Big Games BS. Brought to you by Alpha Male Jacks. Presented. Oh shit. Whatever. Part of Den Media Group. Go to alphamalejacks.com for all your male or just health needs. You don't have to be a male, you can be a female. Basically, we're trying to get everybody living their best life. Let's go right here. We're October. I saw this thing that stated we are what's it? We're a month are we a month away? Yeah, we're 4 weeks away from Turkey Day, which means we are 8 weeks away from Xmas, which means we are 9 weeks away from a new year, which means you need to go to alphamalejacks.com and get your blood work done so we can see where you're at, get an idea of what you're allergic to, maybe let's start the process to making sure you live your best life. And from there, we could go into 2024 kicking ass. And then you could have the best life of your best year of your life in 2024. But it starts with going to alphamalejacks.com. So go there, check them out. Tell them you heard about it from Den Media Group or you heard about it from Big Game. Christina will take good care of you. Let's get just again, if you're over 30, you get a free blood panel review. So hit Christina up so she can put your labs in, at least see where you're at. Like, what's the harm in that? I gotta get into this weekend is Florida, Georgia, and we'll get into breaking down a little bit about what I believe about Georgia, Florida for Kirby Smart. We'll talk about that for a little bit. But I coached last night because of that. The city gets crazy, and all the police officers in the city need to be on tap for the parties and everything that goes down on Friday nights. It's just maddening the amount. It used to be called the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. It's a lot of drinking going on, a lot of tomfoolery and skullduggery and shit like that, whatever the big word. So they pushed all the high school football games for Duval County schools up to Thursdays. So we played last night. We won our second consecutive district championship at Mandarin. All the guys, all your the usual suspects balled out. Jamie scored 2 touchdowns. Tion Weiss, who I'm gonna just brag on my guy. He like actually this show. This is one of Jamie's touchdowns was crazy. We tried to throw it to this kid Carlos, and I don't really give a damn. People can watch it, get mad at me. I'm not doing this to hate on the kid. I think the kid is talented. He's a little short, but he doesn't like anytime we run slants, he drops it. So if you can see this is Trammell, 4-star quarterback, Florida State commit to 2025, and he's throwing it to Carlos. And this is one of the guys from On 3 was there recording this. So he throws the slant to the guy would have been to his right. He drops it and then goes right to Jamie. And then Jamie gives him that, and then off to the races. And that's touchdown. That's five-star wide receiver right there. Like kids come to Mandarin, like they like he's a 5-star fucking wide receiver. Like, oh, we don't get the ball as much as Jamie. He's a 5-star fucking wide receiver for a reason. Like this motherfucker's good. There's only one person who's better than him, and that's my running back, Tion Weiss. I was going down this rabbit hole with Tion. And on Wednesday, I was smoking a cigar. Like I know he's good, right? But you ever like look at somebody's stuff and be like, yo, he's damn good. And that's what I did with Tion. So Tion, what we found out, we looked at his stats. I like to go see where he's at. He is number 4 in the area in overall rushing. He's number 1 in Duval, but number 4 in the area. I'm gonna tell you what it was before yesterday. The number one player has 130 carries. The number two player, and he goes to some small school. The number two player has 164 carries. The number three player, he's the fifth player, has 141 carries. The guy who's 1 yard better than him has 98 carries. They all have 1051, 1189, 1197. Tion has 103 carries for 1,001 yards. He had at that time he had 18 touchdowns, averaging 9.7 yards a carry. That was in 8 games. My other running back had 700 yards rushing. Nah, just like this motherfucker's just good. 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards. Like he is a fucking touchdown machine, and nobody's offering this kid. He's got every record at Mandarin. I don't know what the records at Mandarin are, but he's going to break them. Like the kid. So last night, first carry. So we have this rule. I incentivize my kids through everybody, my own children, anybody that I'm around. I know if I had a guy who's a rich guy tell me money's a motivator. So our thing is, hey, take the first touchdown, first carry to the house, you get $100. You know what this motherfucker did? First carry, toss, 65 yards, house. First play of the game, first play of offense from the game. And I'm just like, damn, flag on the play. Oh, no. Wide receiver, 40 yards on the other side of the field, has nothing to do with the play. Block somebody in the back. And he was just like, damn. I said, you got to get your teammates, man. Some of your biggest haters is your friends. That's what I told him. He's like, coach, that counts. I said, nah. So I look at the scoreboard. Scoreboard don't got 6 on it, but he ends up scoring again. Again, he's 6 carries, 113 yards, 1 touchdown. We had a mercy rule, running clock, third quarter. This you want to hear how it's even more impressive? I'll tell you guys how it's more impressive. And this is why I say he's the best player in the city. On a team full of 5 stars and 4 stars, playing against top competition. We have played 3 complete games this year. But I'm talking about from 4 quarters of games. He was the dominant player in all those games. The reason why we probably didn't beat Creekside and Lake Mary, he didn't play enough. Because I split time with my running backs. Terrible coaching on my part. The Bowls game, he was a complete dominant player in the Bowls game. We had 1 day of practice and beat Bowls, which is another school full of 4 stars and 5 stars and college players. Every other game has been running clock. He literally doesn't get to play past halftime, and he splits time. So he's done that, averaging a quarter of play a game. Like I think he's got 1 D2 offer. Everybody looks at him, he's like he's too small. But I'm like, do you not see he can catch? He has a throw. He has one. He's 1 for 1 passing for 33 yards. I remember seeing a story where Carlos Dansby used to be a wide receiver. Can't they? I make him yes. He'll be 185. Like I tell people, like, look at this goddamn daddy. And then look at his, like, the reason why he's not 180, 185 right now is because he played basketball, and I told him not to. And they run full court press. So all he did was run. So, and he's got an active metabolism. So he lost weight. But if you look at his little brother, who's a sophomore, who's going to be that motherfucker too, he's like right at 6 foot. Like his brother it runs just like him. Everybody's going to want his brother. Bottom line is, the motherfucker is clearly the best player in the city. And like, it is not even close. Like, and it's wild because I'm saying this with motherfuckers like that guy, like this kid who just made that catch. But like, yeah, Damian Adams, but I'm talking about, bro. I called my boy Hova, who's at Louisville, and Bowles has a kid committed to Louisville. And I said, he put your boy in a slow dance posture by himself. Like he came in and he shook him, and my man was like this, like that. I was like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing, man. But good kid. Tony, I gotta ask my guy Tony Tokar's work, because Tony Tokar's came to the game. That's FSU's quarterback. coach. We was talking about y'all. He loves y'all, but we was talking about y'all. And Tony just, Tony good people. I like me and Tony. Like, and this is why I love coaching at Mandarin, because Toby knows when anybody from Florida State's coming, I'm not good. I'm not any good for the warm-ups. We talked for the whole fucking pregame warm-up time. Then I was just like, oh shit, the game about to start, bro. I got to coach. So I just had to get that in there, put that out there. My guy's good. A lot of our guys are good, and they're also great kids. I saw this on Little Duval's page. I've seen these things before. I've thought about it, right? Because they're becoming real good. And with AI and with batteries and stuff, like you can make this. I thought it was sexual harassment until. Oh, okay. Like, so women have the rose, right? And a few years ago, the rose was just a thing. Women have toys, and women don't get judged for having toys. A man can have a toy, and a man, it's not. Do we really want equality? We don't want equality. This is crazy. Like the thing about this is there would be no more. I think if we need to unleash these to balance things back to where they need to be at. One, it's a lot of men that are sexually frustrated that aren't getting anything. This could help. Two, it's a lot of women who obviously don't like Checkers and Cheesecake Factory anymore. This will humble your ass when you realize that some of us really just don't want to talk to you, and what we need you for, we can go pay AI for now. I need the interaction back. I need the interaction. But that's why you have AI, I guess. If you could train the doll to tell you that you're good at something, then I guess you're straight until somebody hacks it and now the doll's telling you you're not big enough, you're not good enough. But I'm just saying, look at the bounce back on that. That's crazy. The recoil is what the kids call it. Like, I thought that was a real. If this comes in dark chocolate, man, I might be done. I've got my kids. I've got all the other stuff. Like, hey, man, this doesn't talk back. Doesn't say no. Probably spend $5,000 one time. Never have to spend any more money. Don't have to take it on dates. Don't have to get the nails done. Most you might have to do is take it to the shop to get it fixed. If you're feeling froggy, you can buy 2 of them bitches, and now you got a threesome. I mean, for the women who put all their stuff in superficial. I'm just saying, it's that thing is never going to gain weight. It's going to always look the same. And when you're done, you can literally just trade it in. So in a minute, yeah, but which is wild. Did you know, like porn stars are already selling this something called a fleshlight that looks like their genitalia. That part. Well, not really, because some of them ones with the roast beef sandwich, those are a little scary. I don't want a bad one. Yeah, like you don't have, like when I was in high school, I never understood the song about. Well, Plies made this song called "Pretty Pussy." Miss Pretty Pussy, and this is when Plies was good, like before he became a comedian. Like when for some reason we believed the 120-pound rapper was out here shooting AK. Have you seen? Have you seen these? Like, so they got Little Baby was with the crazy dude from New Orleans, black dude, Black Rambo. Oh, really? And he's shooting a gun, bro. He can't hold that thing. Talking about spinning the block, bitch. I don't believe nothing you say no more. You ain't spinning nothing. He's actually killed a baby before, shot a man in Walmart, though. No, that's the baby. Oh, you say Little Baby? Little Baby. Oh, I believe everything the baby say. The baby is Jack. The baby just short. Little Baby is a string bean. Like if the baby say he did it, well, that motherfucker did it. So, damn, I was saying I forgot to get this point. So my point about Mandarin, going back to it, and I don't believe in equality. I don't want equality anymore. I want equity because equity gives me the opportunity to be dominant. And the question for the day, and I may ask this for the show, and it'll get people watching the show. It'll have nothing to do with the fucking question of the day. Might be the title. I don't like the mercy rule. Is the mercy rule communist? If you don't know what the mercy rule is in sports, in high school and younger, you can only score, once you score so many points, the rules change. So it becomes a running clock. You Some sports you can't score anymore. My son's Pop Warner League, you can only run between the tackles. You can't run your offense anymore. If you get an interception, the ball's blown dead. And right now, because of mercy rule, my guys can't get the stats that they want to get. And all these schools in Duval keep asking us to play more schools. And I'm like, why the fuck would we play y'all just to have another game where we got to mercy rule somebody? Dude got real mad at me about talking to Reigns. I said, y'all can't score on offense, bro. Y'all have absolutely nothing to stop us on defense. I was like, we will beat the fuck out of y'all. And then you're going to call my homeboy a racist because he beat the shit out of you. And then the coach is going to want to fight. I said, you already old man talking real aggressive like you can't get your ass whooped. But whatever. Is the mercy rule un-American is what I want to know. Or am I being a terrible influence? Because I could be, but I don't give a fuck. It's not my job to boost those kids' self-esteem. They're not my kids. My job is to worry about the kids that I've developed. We all literally get paid the same stipend. We all get paid nothing. Why should I suffer because you're not good at your job?
And also, losses can teach kids. One time I beat a kid really bad in Madden, and he put some enlightened me a little bit because it was like 100 or something. I stopped playing, and he's like, his friends were like, "Damn, how are you getting beat that bad? Aren't you down?" He was like, "I done got smacked in real life. I don't give a fuck about a game." He's like, "I done got smacked worse than this in real life." He lost. He was a high school football player.
Oh, I thought you meant like he got slapped in real life. No. I was about to say that's some perspective. I mean, you've been like, yo, why would I care about a game? And my dad just slapped me. But dad slapped me in real life. I don't give a fuck about this. I was about to say that sounds like he's ready to end it all. You maybe should let him score. Like,
L young.
That's what I'm saying. Some of our job, we talked about this. Shout out to my pops. He responded to the short that I put on. I took it from our IG and put it on my Facebook page. My dad said, "Remember I said on this show, you got people don't believe me. I'm literally quoting a man that's fucking psychotic and really believes this shit." My dad, you know what he said in the villain origin story one? I love being the villain in people's origin story. My father legitimately said that if you go to James, go to my Facebook page, go to my reels, you will see James Coleman. That's James Coleman Sr. I looked at it this morning. I love being the villain. And I told y'all that's who I got it from. I'm telling y'all, some of the stuff is so wild that it seems made up, but I probably could make up stuff that you would believe because the real stuff is so crazy that you shouldn't believe it. All the shit that I post, and that's the shit that he decided to go comment on. I love it. It's like I could read it in it because all right, so real talk, we got the same voice except for his voice is deeper than mine a little bit. Same cadence, everything. And just imagine me like, I love being a villain in someone's origin story. Damn, I'm about to go be a villain to somebody. I'm gonna fuck up somebody's day to day. That's probably what he said. Say, thanks, son. That reminds me. I gotta go fuck somebody's day up today.
Happy birthday,
Navy No. Oh, shout out my dog, Navy No. Killer's having his birthday party today. So yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want y'all rolling up on me at my son's birthday. Him and his Legos. But me and Trey are gonna do some bonding time. So if you can push that miles, what we're doing tomorrow. For those who complain about, I don't know who's on the call for the Wake Forest FSU game, but you can listen to me and Trey. Tell us how we're doing. We will be on the call, on our own call, on the YouTube channel. So you can go check that out. Don't have to pay for it. I'm probably gonna put him in another room because I don't want him right next to me when I'm watching the game. But we will be watching the game live, and I'm giving a breakdown. He says he wants to do a halftime show for you, so he would do a halftime show for you. So I think that'd be pretty interesting. Support the young grasshopper as he's trying to get better at this craft. I love continuations of things that we've talked about before. We talked about Dwight Howard. Some of my friends actually didn't believe They're like, I know you didn't talk about Dwight Howard. So of course I talked about that fruit on the loom. I mean, it's like even Stephen A. Smith read it and it sounded worse. It sounds worse when old people read it. Because what was the name? It wasn't Nikki. It wasn't Kissy. What was the tranny's name? I mean, my bad. The transformer that was in the room. Anyways, it was something wild. And just hearing Stephen A. Smith read it just made it sound really bad.
I felt really good when it came to the part. It was like Dwight Howard denies all allegations. I was like, whoo! It was like he says it was consensual. I was like, oh,
Yeah, nah,
damn.
nah. He said, yeah, and then he's like, what I do in my bedroom is, it's been so many great, like so. There's this what's Ice T in Law and Order. Anyways, one of those things. There's this one where there's this big guy says, I'm not gay. I have women for personal, and I sometimes have men for pleasure. And Ice-T's like, well, that makes you gay. And then the guy was looking like he was like Ice-T just shattered his whole world. Or it was was it for Color Girls that Ghost from Power was in? Anyways, and he was just like, and it was Janet Jackson came up to him and says, what are you so you really be liking it when they be bending you over? Who says I be bending over? He was offended. I'm like, yo, like, damn, dog. Like, so is it like less gay when you're doing the bending? And then she was like, oh, so you doing the bending. And I was just like, that sounded just like what a black woman would say to a black man with that shit. It's just so many things I was just thinking about with all of this. But boy, my group chat is a bunch of good guys that are terrible people. Like they're awful. Some of the greatest memes that I get, some of the best stuff I get. These guys are just I just don't know what to say about it. But like if you click on the next one, Miles, like basically Dwight Howard responded to because we talk about Dwight Howard now and we talk about Tupac a lot, but we'll talk about that Tupac one in a minute. It's the first one when it says continuous. So before we get to 50 Cent and back, speaking of power, Dwight Howard, if you go to NBA Central, it says what Dwight Howard addressing the allegations. Dwight Howard posted this, by the way, on his social media.
Are you serious?
No, I'm dead the fuck serious. Dwight Howard posted this.
Did his lawyer suggest? Come on, man. What are you doing?
Like, and if you didn't believe it, right, you're like, nah, Dwight's not gay. This is how I think RJ Young responds to shit too.
Oh man, he was made for this era.
Very much so. Very much so. But like, so what real dudes did in my group chat, if you go to the next thing, this is basically what we all said. After we saw this, and 50 Cent played the fuck out of this role. Actually, probably could. My pops could have probably played this role too. When he was Kanan, he got played all that shit.
Guilty as fuck. He did that shit. Guilty as fuck. He did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
That's the
He did
first
that
thing
shit.
I was like, yo, I'm with it, man. He did that shit. Yo. Because again, and what I had to tell somebody, but the terrifying, it's not that he's gay. It's not the problem. I don't really care if he's gay. It's the fact that he's 6'10, 285 pounds, and an elite athlete. I don't care with any of you, all you tough ass motherfuckers in this chat. Don't give a fuck who you are. If a 6'10, 285-pound man has you in a corner, he's telling you, you're gonna like this. Oh, you're gonna give me that dick.
Oh Jesus!
Like,
What a nightmare.
bruh, that is like motherfuckers are that's the shit niggas see in their nightmares, bro. It's terrifying, man. But we also talk about, we just continuous themes. I love going back and seeing stuff play itself out. Gonna be a theme of the show here as well. Which one are you looking for?
Which one's the one you were talking
Tion 20,
about?
number 20.
Oh,
Um, But Allen Hughes talks about. I like Tupac as a rapper. One of my Pain. It's some dope ass songs on that Tupac made. But I agree with Allen Hughes. Allen Hughes says that I think Tupac is a method actor and just was a good one. So this is him talking about how Tupac carved his personality out. And again, doesn't make him not a good rapper. Most of I just talked about Lil Baby can't shoot, and he always talks about shooting in songs. Most of your favorite rappers may have grown up on the block, but they're characters.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So there is the Tupac story. We did his first 3 music videos, my brother and I, and Juice had not been released yet. His first album had not been released yet. We took him to see Juice for the first time on the Paramount lot in a small private screening of like 5 people. And we're literally, I think he's in between me and my brother, watching Juice for the first time as he's watching Juice for the first time. And how that blew his mind to see his image up there. And it kind of changed his persona. He knew what to do with his persona in hip hop based on viewing that movie. Because that night we went back, we were all staying in West Hollywood at this hotel, because the music video we were doing with him at the time had no budget. And he got drunk that night. So he came in drunk, and his head was shaved for the first time because he had hair. And he was going into this like jealous story about this girl he was dating. And we're like, why'd you shave your head? You know, what's going on? Because I guess he had these stress patches. But that was the first time we saw the Tupac image happening. It was like that night he saw his movie, he shaved his head. And then we moved on and made 2 more music videos with him. And then Thug Life shortly happened, I don't know, 6 months to a year after that.
Again, it's okay, guys. I hate to have to bust your, but your favorite rapper is a gay thespian. And it's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's cool. It was Kitty. So you got a 6'10", 285-pound athlete in a in a transmission named Kitty. Terrifying. Big hands, like goofy looking. I'm just saying, Damien, it's okay. You can still like Pac and just accept the fact that Pac is Pac, man. He did. Well, that happened, truth. And people always bring up, well, he's got to be a gangster. He shot somebody, he shot cops. I'm like, nah, it just makes him a good person. Like it's like he didn't go around and see 2 random cops and just shoot them. He shot him like it's self-defense. Like I'm with that. That means you want to live. If he'd have shot the other motherfuckers that came at him, he'd probably be a lobster. Shout out to Keefe D going to jail. And if Puffy gets to go to jail because of all of this, this is just crazy. To find out that Puffy is the real goon in all of this, it's gonna be like, wow. But Puffy does some real goon shit. So like, I can believe it. He's just another homie. I mean, another one of them. Like I mean, I guess men don't get to play both ways. But Puffy, we know Puffy like booty. But if you didn't notice, there's a game this weekend. I'm not gonna go overboard, hopefully, into this FSU thing. There's a whole fucking YouTube video where I'm breaking down Wake Forest. Take your ass over there after you listen to this show. Click on it. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. We break down all of it, and I even play a piece from Mark Rogers' show where we have a Wake Forest guy. As long as I don't curse, we gotta get that sound too. I gotta send it to you. As long as I don't curse, and as long as I don't threaten him, I can say whatever I want to say. Is that correct? Well, I'm sick and tired of y'all niggas right there. And I say that because I am so tired of us being Florida State fans being afraid of greatness. Like, it's one thing to be cautious. It's another thing to be a scary ass little bitch made Fruity Fairy, RJ Young, Dwight Howard, Kitty in the bed, having individual. Like, we playing Clemson. I'm with you on Clemson. I say I think we can beat Clemson. Clemson is a worthy adversary. I kind of understand the LSU thing. I don't understand why everybody was just like, oh, we're going to lose the LSU. But I kind of get it. LSU is a worthy adversary. What I won't have you sit here and tell me is that you're worried about Southern Miss. What I won't sit here and allow, well, Virginia Tech can beat us. Syracuse can beat us. Duke can beat us. Boston College, we were up by a lot of points on Boston College. We started slipping. But like, we find out that Boston College, Virginia Tech are better than what we thought as well. But I'm like, so that's why I started doing the film breakdowns. Is because between our media and between some of y'all, I was just like, I don't know what the fuck y'all looking at. And there's nothing in the film that makes me afraid of Wake Forest, except for the fact we're playing in Sleepy Hollow in that boring ass city in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. But if you're afraid because of like, you can't, like, there's no way we can make, like, if that you're afraid of that's like being afraid. It's like my little kid coming to me and saying, Daddy, I'm afraid of the dark. Son, you can't be afraid of the dark. But they're monsters. Son, there's no such thing as monsters. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's the argument that some of you guys are having right now. You're afraid of something that you don't even know what you're afraid of. You're afraid of something that's not tangible. There is no evidence to prove that Wake Forest has anything. Like, they're on the third string. So here's what can happen. The first string quarterback who got benched for a guy who's hurt, who hasn't done anything of note, could be the starting quarterback. Or the third string quarterback who's on his fifth position this year could be the starting quarterback. And yes, he beat Pitt, but that shows me y'all did not watch the Pitt game because Pitt beat Pitt. So what I'm saying is, I get saying like, man, I don't like playing in Wake Forest. I get saying some of the other shit. I don't get saying that Wake Forest could beat us, because that's just proving you don't know shit about football. And I'm not trying to sound like Floyd Mayweather's uncle, but goddamn, man. Can't be scary, man. Don't be scared. But as always, I want to show you guys this is why you shouldn't be scared. And again, I am embracing people. Welcome if you are now a newly converted a fan of a Fuller D. If you're a fan of a Fuller D, then welcome. And if you're not, I will recommend Alpha Male Jacks to you. Go check out alphamalejacks.com. We can help you become a fan of Fuller D. If you're a woman or you're a guy who needs some Fuller D, you can go check that out right there. But Malik Neighbors is the highest graded wide receiver this season, 92% on Pro Football Focus, even though I'm going to bash Pro Football Focus here in a second. It's got nothing to do with their grades. I'm just going to read these stats out to you, people, if you don't mind. Malik Neighbors is a wide receiver for Louisiana State University. In the last game, he played against Army. 4 catches, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns. That was Army. Damn, Danny. My homeboy's the DB coach over there. I got to talk to him. I got to say, hey, man, you got to get that shit together. With Auburn, 6 catches, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. Missouri, 6 catches, 146 yards, 1 touchdown. Ole Miss, 8 catches, 102 yards. Arkansas, 8 catches, 130 yards. Mississippi State, 13 catches, 239 yards. Grambling, 5 catches, 87 yards. Now I want you to listen to this next one. This game, he had 6 catches for 67 yards and no touchdowns. It was a 45-24 loss, really 45-17-point loss. Do you know who we played against? The Florida State University. There shall not be any slander of a Fuller D on this channel. We will always be Adam Fuller apologists at this channel. I'm going to read something else to you just so you guys know why thou shall not feel discouraged, why you should not fear, why you should not fret. Fan of the show, my guy, my homie. Wins a lot of shit. B. Lynn. Nobody wins more than Ramon, though. But B. Lynn has won some shit. Actually, you know who's winning a lot, but not like the random shit? Pool season. Pool season's won like 3 fucking pick'ems. Like, him and B. Lynn are like y'all should gamble on the NFL. But one, B. Lynn posted this and plant the spear. Fucking hater, but it's all good. And he got like, let me can y'all see that? That's just a bad. Like my man be making them fucking meme mugs. Fuller just be posing out that bitch. Like he looks like a guy who says some bitch. But the FSU defense deserves some respect. And B. Lynn said, tell him something. Like, I've been saying this. 13th in nerd metrics, which is called advanced metrics. 21st in scoring defense at 18.6 per game. The only defense to hold LSU under 500 yards and 30 points. Tied for second in passing touchdowns allowed and 3. Number 1 in completions allowed, 50.2%. Only allowed 1 offensive touchdown in the second half of the last 4 games, only allowing an average of 8.6 per game in the last 3 games. We got some badass motherfuckers on defense. We got some hombres, bro. And it's always been like that. I talked to Coach Tony, my man Tony Toka. We were talking. I said, Tony, I never understood how gullible people were until I got in the media. And I realized that I could tell what somebody listens to or what they read based upon how they respond and what they talk about. I said, a lot of y'all had this. What was the movie where they would fall asleep and they would put the thought in their dreams? Inception. A lot of y'all don't realize that Inception shit is real. Like they plant shit. There's actually a great commercial about lemons that the guy put with the cool ass Spanish black villain. He was in Breaking Bad. It was like Encarnacion or some shit like that. He has one of the coldest quotes ever, talking about you'll always have a family if you're a father. If you're a father and you have kids, if you're a father because you have kids, you'll always have a family. They might not appreciate you, but if you do what you're supposed to do, you'll always have family. But it was, anyways, he was in it for some reason. He says, he's like, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. He says, no. What you do is blah, blah, blah. And he basically says you run a campaign to make lemons feel like the baddest thing in the world. Then you do this. You make people call, oh, that's lemon, and for good. It's just like all these different things. You guys, there's like propaganda. And you guys just hate Fuller because he wasn't the guy that you wanted. You wanted the guy in Oregon. He ain't coming. Fuller's a good damn coach. He's always been a good coach. Nothing has changed. There's no such thing.
Especially with social media, it's a lot tougher. I believe in it, but I believe there's heavy influences always.
It's not so much as influence. Yeah. It's like what you said. So like we are, and what you consistently watch. So when people say the world is bad, that's the beautiful thing about social media. When people say, oh, it's such negativity in the world, like I don't see that shit. That part, there's no negativity. Yeah. The algorithm shows you what you want to see. It's how it gets paid. All of them. TikTok is the best out of all of them. And when people are like, the Chinese are planning TikTok to make our kids stupid. No, your kids are stupid. They were stupid before the Chinese made TikTok. From a purity perspective. Now, outside of, and I'm not even mad at him. His mom was mad at him. I will never be mad at my sons for wanting to see titties. Titties are great. I'm mad at myself for not letting Josh see some titties, but I was being a great role model. But Trey found titties on YouTube. And he was smart enough not to use his YouTube login, but he was dumb because he used like his mom. His mom didn't have his sign in. And then like, she's not going to find that shit on her fucking phone. But she comes to me like, your son's got, and it's anime titties. Now I know why he like anime. Oh, yeah. I didn't realize anime just had titties and sex and shit all going on. I was like, damn, I just thought it was some weird karate fighting in cartoons. I'd watch some titty anime too. I watched I saw one with like some kind of demon or something like that. Or this guy was getting, like, this demon came in, she was trying to kill this dude, and next thing you know, they're having sex. And then she curses his soul and whatever. Anyways, it gets really weird and deep. But what I'm saying is his actual YouTube channel is nothing but like sports shit and other stuff. My killer, it's nothing but dinosaurs, educate. Like people ask me about my youngest son. How is he so smart? What are y'all doing? Letting them watch YouTube Kids. All the other good parents are like, I would never put YouTube on my kid's phone. I told my son's godfather, he was like, we got to ban YouTube, ban TikTok, all this stuff. He's like, the kids are finding about shit. I'm like, you know what, dog? I was like, man, I don't really think it's the kid. I think, so I'm against them. Then one day I come up, I fuck them up, right? I said, I'm with you, dog. I never was. We need to ban TikTok, right? Like, why? He said, why? What happened? I said, man, I've worked my whole life to expose my kids to things when I'm ready to expose them to it. I come home and my son's asking me questions about something I wasn't ready to talk to him about. So what was it? He was thinking it was going to be something sexual. I said, my son done fucking found Christianity on damn TikTok. He's over here looking up Christian TikToks. He's asking me about this shit. I didn't want that in my house. And I should control what comes into my. I use the argument that everybody used against TikTok to show them that this is what. And then you know what he said about TikTok? Man, TikTok might not be that bad no more. And so my point is that a lot of this stuff your kids might not be looking for if some of y'all would just talk to your kids about titties. But I digress.
Take the time and energy to curate what they watch, see what they're watching with them.
Lorenzo asked a good question. In a few years, do you see a possibility of Surtain becoming a DC for FSU? Either he'll be a DC, so I think he's going to go back to the NFL. Personally, he's an NFL coach. He came from the Dolphins. He just wants to get to an on-field role. Yeah, but I think it's the responsibility that comes with being it, with NIL and all this other stuff. But I do think that he will. If he's not DC or Florida, I think Fuller is one of those guys. Whether people want to admit it or not, he's a Mickey. Like I don't like. Look at the looks, man. Did y'all see that shit? Fuller got a great guy, awesome mean mug. Actually, that's a good thing. I don't even think I'm in that picture, so this might work. I'm sitting there to be like, "Hey, I made the team picture." I think Fuller could be a lifetime DC and just make a lot of money at DC. But Surtain definitely will be moving on. But I'm saying all that to say respect my defensive coordinator. Respect my quarterback. Everybody talks about Jay Travis, and we talked about the Jay Travis regress. He's not doing as good. I'm gonna tell you guys. Did you know this about Jordan Travis? Every week I learned this. So I learned this, so you guys are learning this. Every week, Florida State, and I'm sure other schools do this. They give a total breakdown of what your stats would have been if everything went right. And so what they did was if 1/4 of the drops that Jordan Travis has had, that wide receivers should catch, he would have a 78% completion rating on the year. That would make him the number one quarterback. And his statistics would be through the roof. He would have, I think he said he would have 7 more touchdowns. People said Jordan Travis has regressed and he's not seeing the field. Maybe y'all just don't know what the fuck you're looking at. Because ESPN put out their Heisman top 3 picks. I thought it was a video game at first, but I saw this. Shout out to the 5th quarter. Michael Penix Jr. Is winning 2, but with 2 of the guys. JJ McCarthy, motherfucker threw 3 picks in a game. Never mind. We'll talk about them there. Marvin Harris, but Jordan Travis is in 2 of the finalists 3. I don't think Jay Trav wins a Heisman, but I definitely could see him being in New York. People who say Keon Coleman is not elite, you know who they got as the notable non-quarterback Heisman contenders? Who's on that list? My guy, number 4, Keon Coleman's the next one. The guy who just got some gloves. It was a cool little thing. People don't know. A lot of people don't know. Randy Moss went to Florida State for a little bit. Yeah. So check this right here. Randy Moss, Peter Ward, Ron Dugans, Lavernius Coles. They were all in the 95 class at Florida State. All guys went to the NFL. All guys did. So Randy Moss gave Keon Coleman the You Got Moss gloves.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
cool.
that's dope.
They did a video and all this other stuff. So it was kind of cool. I'm gonna say this, Alex Atkins. So I use Pro Football Focus. That's why I say y'all hear me out on the shit. That's why I read neighbor stats. Coach Atkins on Pro Football Focus grades. I know a guy who runs a lawn service full time. He's a film evaluator for Pro Football Focus. Do with that what you will. Basically, some of these nerds that are breaking down these analytics, it's not just Pro Football Focus. A lot of these guys who y'all get y'all information from ain't making no real money. They got other jobs. One guy who used to be on the Florida State Beat Heavy actually did own a landscaping business. I'm not going to burg you with the details, but I'm not joshing you. I'm not I'm not doing anything new. If y'all can pick up on that, but these are the guys that y'all say are football experts that y'all gave the platform to. I just want you to know, you the fan is in control. But that's what he said. But everybody has to look clean for a funeral. Typically, funeral colors are like black, right? That's what people. I don't know why. Well, I don't want to. I want to get cremated, so it doesn't matter. But like, y'all, what? I'm not having a funeral. I'm just gonna die one day. Y'all motherfuckers just gonna find out because I ain't got no show. I don't want nobody posting my shit for people to fake care that I'm gone. People who didn't give a shit about me when I was alive. I don't want them out there crying and lying to my mama that he was such a good person. Unless you're gonna go up there and tell the truth. The only thing I saw one thing is good dick is never broadcast. Well, I just want all the hoes that I've ever been with. Like, if it was good, if we do have one, just go up there and just be like, hey, man has some good dick. He was a terrible person. But God damn it, we had some memories. So my sons can know how to live. That's all. I don't really want it for no other reason. But nobody wants to go out with a bad dick yoke. But Wake Forest is wearing all black apparently for their funeral. Damn, I shouldn't have put that. I put the wrong one for Florida, Georgia. Florida, Georgia's happening this weekend. We're having a big party here at Goodfellas. We're also watching the fight is going to be here as well. So if you want to watch Tyson Fury versus whatever the motherfucker's name is, that's the wrong video. Come check it out. Georgia, Florida, world's largest outdoor cocktail party. It happens every year here in Jacksonville. Saw somebody lie and say, I haven't seen enough. Do people even care about the game? It doesn't seem like he works for 1010. I'm like, no. The only reason it doesn't look like people care is because you work for 1010 and Florida sucks. And 1010 sucks Florida and the Jaguars dick. So if you're not, he's like, more people care about Jags in Pittsburgh. I said, it's because if the Jags suck, nobody would give a fuck. You wouldn't see anything about any of this shit. So Florida State being good, the Jags being good, make nobody want to talk about Florida right now. Georgia, oh, by the way, take the points and the over for the Florida State game. It's 20.5. If you're going to do a 2-leg parlay, I think Florida State is better than Wake Forest by more than 3 scores. I think the over was 50. I think there'll be more than 50 points scored in that game. Georgia, Florida. Oh, it's down to 14.5. Oh, yeah, I'm taking that. Take the fucking over. Georgia is going to Georgia has an 85.2% chance of winning this game, according to ESPN matchup predictor. Carson Beck is having a pretty good year. He has a 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. Graham Mertz Mertz is doing better than I thought he would do. Florida's lost 2 games. Georgia's lost none. Equal common opponents. Georgia beat the fuck out of Kentucky, who Kentucky beat the fuck out of Florida. Georgia didn't beat the fuck out of South Carolina, but neither did Florida. I just really think Kirby's an asshole. And I think Kirby's saving his best asshole job for this weekend. By the way, if you're a member, you need to go make sure you go to ESPN.com and go to the fantasy section. We have the pigskin pick'em, which if you might have messed up already or you're behind on the Thursday, but that still doesn't matter. You'll be able to catch it. I definitely gonna I'll send you the link once today. Well, nobody's winning college again because I'm gonna continue. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go pick my college one right now. The person who's number one overall, which I think I'm number one overall in the college pick'em as well. But they finally put Florida State on that bitch. But college, we pick the spread. NFL, we don't. Okay. NFL's head up. Okay. So like, I'm telling you right now, pick Georgia, pick Florida State. Oh, definitely pick Oregon. I don't know. Yeah, Utah's got tough defense. I almost want to take Colorado. Colorado's getting 17 points to UCLA. I don't like. Everybody thinks I hate Deion, but I hate losing more than I hate Deion. But Georgia's playing Florida. Who's Miami playing this week? Miami is still not ranked.
Really? Well, actually, that makes sense.
It does. They're not. They're really not good. You know why I say that? You know why I'm also going to go in that? Because you know when Florida State beat Clemson, you know what Miami fans said?
What?
It's just Clemson. They're not good this year. But when they beat Clemson, they're pounding their chest like. So they beat Clemson in double overtime, right? We beat Clemson by more points than you. Y'all, and they got the nerve to get mad when people troll them. Like, y'all sassy ass. They play Virginia. Oh, they're getting 19 points. Watch this be the game that Virginia wakes the fuck up. If Virginia beats Miami, holy shit. God, you're gonna have to God's not that good. God's not that good. God's not gonna give me a Mandarin victory, Florida State covering, Georgia covering, and Miami losing. And the Jags winning. If that man, good. Please. The Jags play this week. Nothing. I think if you have to I'm always one of those guys that says, if you got to get bulletin board material, you're really not motivated enough. But sometimes you do need somebody to talk a little shit to wake you up. And nothing. If you guys remember, we went viral with the special needs thing with this guy. George Pickens was the guy who was doing bench press, and they asked him, and my guy Josh asked him a very simple question. It's a very simple statement. Well, yes. That's when I knew I wanted to draft him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I don't want scholars, man. Y'all be wanting these great people, these good individuals. I want football players. This man didn't go to Georgia to play school. He went to Georgia to play football. And Josh Hinks, former strength coach of Florida State, he does the bench press. And if you saw Josh's chest, you would understand 100% why he does the bench press. Josh said, state your name, your school, and why you aren't bench pressing. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And he also said, and if you're going to do the bench press at your program, said George Pickens, I'm not going to do the bench press at my school, and I like turtles, and it took him 2 minutes to get. I'm like, man, get that shit out, and it's crazy because I'm in the back commentating that shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, get it out. I'm like, oh, that's when again I was like, that motherfucker. Hey, you don't have to. You're not stupid playing football. You just might not be good with the things that we need you to be as just a normal human. But you're smart where we need you to be at, and that's all that matters. But George Pickens right here is talking about the Jaguars' defense, which is actually really good. You got the video?
feed off personal connection.
George, why has Jacksonville been susceptible for the pass? I mean, I think they have one of the worst pass defense, especially the last 3 games. I think they're last.
Yeah, feed off personal connection.
George, why has Jacksonville been susceptible for the pass? I mean, I think they have one of the worst pass defense, especially the last 3 games. I think they're last.
Yeah, I think their D line. They depend on their D line a lot. With their team, having a lot of first round guys on that D line, that's what they depend on a lot. And they kind of, hope. You know what I mean? Hope the guys hold up long enough. Hope. So it's kind of a hope defense for sure.
I mean, you better win. You better win. You better win because you better hope you win because they gonna hope your ass to death. I'm gonna hope your ass to death. That's I didn't realize the Jags defense was bad. Let me go check out my Jags. I look, yeah. They got a guy who makes a ton of tackles. They create a shit ton of turnovers. We picked him up from is it Green Bay? We got him in free agency. He's relatively young. He got paid. That was one of Garbage Bin Balky's good things. Like, And so another thing with the Jags, we're gonna show Trevor Lawrence his little hype video. T-Law is about, people talking about getting invited to the barbecue and shit. T-Law is about to get invited to the barbecue. Like T-Law has been T-Law talk shit. And T-Law has embraced like some Jaguar stuff. Like somebody came up in his face and like he bucked back a little bit. I'm cool with T-Law, man. I just need T-Law to throw the ball a little bit better. And I need us as fans. Well, I mean, I'm not a fan, but like fans to just stop getting a bunch of baby back bitches when anybody critiques anybody. Like, chill the fuck out. I'm trying to look at the percentages. I didn't realize our defense was that bad. I mean, I'm looking at it. I wish it would tell us where we were. Damn. All right. I'm with them. But I'm not. So the Jags defense gives up a lot of yards. But they also have 9 interceptions. They've only given up 10 touchdowns. They also have 13 sacks. So they're like one of the highest sack teams, one of the highest interceptions teams. So like I think if you're just gauging somebody based upon that, I think that's not wise. Yeah, like so I mean, he may eat stinks for but they actually I can't even say it stinks for fantasy football because the reality is most leagues you want touchdowns. Touchdowns is what what really gets you rolling. Like especially if you got total. Actually, as a guy who owns the Jags defense in a couple leagues, Jags defense actually has put up fucking numbers. Yeah, him. You got Cisco. You got Tyson Campbell's doing well. You got there was another motherfucker that was going to call too. Josh Allen is trying to get paid next year. There's been some arguments, right? Shout out to my homegirl Mia O'Brien, who brought up. I'm gonna read Mia's tweet. Mia's tweet comes and I'm gonna say it because he ain't gonna roll up on me, and if he doesn't, and I'm gonna say it because I wanted to say this years ago, and Denny wouldn't let me. Because Denny is a very good guy. He's non-confrontational and all that shit. Terrence sent it to me. Denny, this guy Mike Dempsey, who does Jaguars Today, which before I say this, if you want to get a really good idea, there's 2 things I will listen to. I will listen to Jaguars Today, great podcast about the Jaguars. Mike does know football. Mike is also, he's not RJ Young sassy. Matter of fact, RJ is in this motherfucker. Don't confuse RJ Young with my guy RJ Saunders, okay? RJ's just California. He can't help that. He ain't like sassy or nothing. Like RJ Young is a consonant more than likely. We just don't know. RJ Saunders is just from California. Big difference, okay? But RJ Saunders works with him, so he can tell the motherfucker I said it because we all know he ain't gonna say nothing. But when I first started working at 1010, everybody said the Jags were going to go to the Super Bowl. We drafted Dante Fowler. And I'm like, me and Denny like, the last thing we needed was a DN. We don't have a number one wide receiver. Should have got Amari Cooper. And they didn't address anything. They didn't address wide receiver, any other major positions in the offseason. So while everybody at the station is saying, oh, they're doing good, blah, 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 me and Denny are like, I don't think these motherfuckers. I said if they win 5 games, they should throw a parade. And whoa, was Dempsey upset. Oh my God. He even rolled up on that and said, man, fuck that Pilgrim. Let's talk about that shit on our show and tell them if you wanna knuckle up, meet us in the parking lot. Then the parking lot wasn't gated. So like we would have been in the real one. I'd be like, oh, we could do this shit in the studio. However you want to get it done, Playboy, we could get it done. If you want to get that mad over our opinion, stand on what they say is now standing on business, stand on what you believed in. It would have been great. So then we eventually got to that, right? To where we started, like when we didn't have any content, the best content was roast all the shows. But they have terrible takes all the fucking time. Still to this day, I might do that in the offseason. Y'all tell me the takes from my old station that have been happening, and we're going to critique the critiques.
Oh, I would love, I'm full support.
Because it be some real bad fucking takes. It is fun to troll. Yeah, that part of trolling is good. I mean, they're in their positions and they can go, well, you don't respond. We used to always be like, I wanted to buck back. Like we had 930 was the other station here. And I used to be like, man, fuck 930. They're the ops. We don't respond. Nobody listens to that station. That's not fucking fun. That's when so when we left, I was like, man, I wish 930 was still here. That's the only reason I wanted to go to ESPN 690 with Brent. I was like, Brent, I just want to go and do some. Well, damn, I can't say this guy's name because he's taking 9.5-inch dildos in the ass. But like, have you ever heard the story about how 105, Power 105 in New York, eclipsed Hot 97? That's when basically DJ Envy was at Hot 97. He left to go to Power 105. Then they created the Breakfast Club. And then all of that stuff started sweeping and they took over. Hot 97, when I was growing up, was in every New Yorker's rap song. Everybody knew who the Hot 97 was. And like, but when they took DJ Envy and Angie Martinez, and they basically just took over the game. But that's what I wanted to do. But this is the tweet. The Jaguars have 5 wins before the end of October since, this is me, O'Brien. This is a good tweet, by the way. Since checks notes, I was in middle school. I turned 31 today, by the way. So basically 16 years, I'm assuming. Damn, I don't even know. I don't know what. Middle school, nah, she wouldn't have been 16. So she's 31. What's middle school, 11 to 13?
Yeah, about.
So damn, she talking about like 17, 18 years at the earliest. Damn. And there are people on air and online in this city angsting about Trayvon Walker. Basically, she's like, bitch, we are winning and you are crying about Trayvon Walker.
I feel you on that one.
And when me and Mia talked, and then this is what Mike Dempsey says to the woman 2 hours later, after he sees her. And they're arguing, doing crosstalk. And she's like, he was being catty and sassy. Again, a lot of this shit wouldn't happen if a lot of this shit wouldn't happen if you get your testosterone checked, because your testosterone level's a little low, estrogen level's a little high. Go to Alpha Male Jacks. We can get this straightened out, Mike. You know, listen. If you're going to, now this is what he said after he saw her. The tweet had already been made. If you're going to tweet about me, at least at me. Apparently, you think because the Jaguars have 5 wins that they are above reproach and no one is playing below expectations. LOL. You some bitch. Like, that is not what she said. She said, man, pick the shit that you want to do. Like, Trayvon Walker is not playing like a number 1 overall pick. It's over though. You can't go back and redraft them. You want to know who, but you want to know something crazy? Top 10 pass rushers in per NFL for all the grades. You know who's ranked in the top 10? 2 guys on the Jaguars. Josh Allen's 3, I believe Trayvon Walker's 8. So all of us bitching about Trayvon Walker, the motherfucker not playing that. People talking about trading him. Now, if you could trade him for, I think it's like, I thought the man's name was Michelle. Danielle, excuse me. But it's Daniil or something like that. He's a defensive end for the Vikings. I think he's black and he looks kind of tough. So, you know, if you got a name like that, you got to be tough. Think about all the men you know with feminine names. Like Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith looked like he could scrap back in the day. Like it's a bunch of like if you go like it's men like actually outside of Sacha Baron Cohen, I don't think he's tough, but he's a good actor. But my point in all of this is you're 5-2, bro. And you can do better. It's like when I was telling somebody, I'm like, I watch Mandarin. I'd be critical for us on offense, but then I realized we have 450 yards of offense and we scored like 40 points. I'm being a dick. I could coach it, but me saying we didn't do good is me not telling the truth. Then I watched Florida State. If you say Florida State isn't playing well, you're being an asshole and you're not enjoying the game. NFL 5-2. Basically, Jaguars have 10 more games. All they have to do is win half their games. They're in the playoffs. Regardless of what you believe, the playoffs is how you're measured in the NFL. And you play the Titans twice in those 2 games. They absolutely suck. You play the Texans one more time. Actually, let me go look at the schedule. It's a lot of guys on there. It's a lot of reason to just be like, you know what? I don't know when these motherfuckers going to wake up, but I know they're going to wake up eventually. 49ers who don't have in 2 weeks, you play the 49ers who don't have Brock Purdy right now, who's hurt, who lost to the Browns, by the way. You have the Bengals aren't playing well. I know for a fact because I have their fucking quarterback as on my fantasy. Titans, Texans, Bengals, Browns. Shut the fuck up, guys. Like, just enjoy the ride, man. Panthers are on your schedule still. The Bucks are on your schedule. Here's how you end your season. Bucks, Panthers, Titans. Let me hear what my dog T. What's T-Law got to say? Because T-Law gonna figure it out like he did the last half of last season, and then it's gonna be all smiles and Hallmark cards. And everybody's gonna be all kumbaya and shit.
We got the right guys.
Think about how white Trevor looks, but this is that's how you know Drake is the superstar. Oh, it's tea time. I get it. Every time.
A lot of time will take off, and he's got a lot of space. And the long strider galloping all the way to
famous name, but they still might put your new joint is embarrassing. You talk to the cops and some therapists. You act like you love this American. But really the truth is you're scared of the sex.
Christian Kirk, touchdown.
Like,
and they scared of the 7. And the 1-3, then we turn up 11.
Problem for the Jags. The offense is being pedestrian is the problem. We talked about this with their game against the Saints, how it basically almost got blanked like in the second half. Like if they would have scored any kind of American point, it would have probably broke the back of the Saints, but they kept them in there, and the Saints scored 15 points in the fourth quarter, and that's what really made the game closer than what it needed to be. But I would have to argue that eventually Calvin Ridley is going to remember that he's a good wide receiver. Christian Kirk is still balling. They don't have Crazy Zay right now. I think when he gets back to the offense, it's going to be well. Evan Ingram is doing well. Travis Etienne is doing well. They just got it. Eventually, once it clicks on offense, you will see things going well because that defense is, again, the defense is actually playing good. But to end this, again, continuance. Have you followed up on this Michigan shit, Miles?
I've been hearing about it.
So at first, I thought it was just, man, anybody still signs. You still got to line up. But, man, I ain't going to hold you, bro. Like, they got some real good footage. And now they're, like, it's not just that. It's just Michigan in general. So, was it before this season or was it last? I think it was in the offseason. Michigan had to fire their offensive coordinator. because the FBI, the feds was coming. And now, here's what's going on. The University of Michigan Police has partnered with the Federal Bureau of Investigation for months to investigate computer crimes committed by former offensive coordinator Matt Weiss. I'm told the victims are extensive and cross state lines. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this, but he got fired for some shit that I like it's crazy what they're doing with computers and shit over there. Weiss was placed on leave. He was fired, reported computer access crimes. I thought he was just changing grades and shit. And numerous reports have surfaced that that authorities were seen in marked and unmarked vehicles at his Ann Arbor home a few days ago. Outside investigative firm reached out to the NCAA last week after it found video files, stealing, playing, blah blah blah. Deputy says not related to the sign stealing incident. The central figure in the operation enlists the help of several others in the scheme, which cost $15,000 this season. Oh, it's still talking. They're trying to link this to that, but I don't know what he did. Probably got kiddie porn, but you got that going on, and then but the sign stealing thing, it goes back multiple seasons. That's what's wild. TCU coaches learned from other staffs about Michigan's elaborate sign stealing before the college football playoff. TCU changed their signs, but they used the old signs as dummy signs to trick the Wolverines coaches. TCU players were told to ignore the dummy signs. Now, Miles, can you click on the score for TCU versus Michigan? I want to know how much they helped. Yeah, so December 31st. Well, no, my bad. You put that up. I got it right now. So TCU won 51-45. I bet Michigan just stopped worrying about the signs and started playing football because you could tell when there was a change that happened. It was 21-6 going into halftime. So then they probably just started playing regular defense because they was getting their asses torched. And Michigan, but Michigan's actually no, I think Michigan's offense just cut on because TCU still put up 30 points in the second half. Michigan just put up 39 points in the second half. But like when you think about it, like what if they didn't know? And that's crazy. Like, but it's more crazy to it though. And there's supposed to be some breaking news about Ohio State. So let's just take this back. One of the reasons why Ohio State coaches get fired, losing to Michigan. Don't beat Michigan. Michigan coaches get fired by losing to Ohio State. In Jim Harbaugh's tenure, I guess he's been there. Damn, has he really been there since 2011? When was Cap taking these? Nah. Well, yeah, that's right. It wasn't. So, you know what? It probably has been since then. The Super Bowl that he went to. Yeah, it probably was them. So I'm just going to go over this. Michigan leads the series 60-51-6. So since 2011, Michigan has won 3 games. They won 1 in 2011 in Ann Arbor. Ohio State has since won before they started winning. 26-21, 42-41, 42-28, 42-13, 30-27, 31-20, 62-39, 6-27. So 2018, 2019, I could say Ohio State got all up in that ass, right? Ohio State got all up in that ass at 15. They got all up in that ass at 14. Well, I wouldn't even say that. 14, I would say 12, 13, 14, and 17 were close. 2019, 56-27, right? That's a good ass whooping, right? 18, 62-39. So you're going from getting your ass whooped to a 42-27 victory and a 45-23 victory. Mind you, CJ Stroud was the quarterback, who's now the quarterback for the Texans. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's looking like them damn sign stealings is helping, bro. Hey, let me see if we got the video. Do I have the video thing up here? Damn it, I don't have the video. So somebody put, I hope the chatter of a major story today about Michigan hacking into OSU servers or whatever to view practice film is not true. Like, this is some Bill Belichick shit. So somebody put in the message boards, this is going to get worse. Story about to drop about OSU's cloud server being hacked by an account traced back to Michigan football to the view practice video from last year. Rumors about this have been out there, but this story is dropping tomorrow. And that's how the whole investigation started about 10 months ago. There's video of them taking a picture of the guy on the sidelines, and he's right next to the D coordinator, and he's looking. And he's like, it's like he's doing the signs. So it's just like, they got tickets for this guy going to see Georgia games. Like, all the teams that he could have played to get in the playoff. If my guy's literally just recording this shit. This shit is crazy, B. Why? And it's crazy because I'm mad I didn't think about that shit. Like, I mean, imagine being able to do this on a high school level where they don't have the money to be able to check this shit. Eric put, I have seen the Kirk Cousins commercial. Have you seen the Kirk Cousins commercial? Oh, man, it might be. You know how I said the Deion KFC commercial? Oh, that's right. Feels a bit racist. It's not bad, but it's just like, it feels like a trope, right? Kirk Cousins is interviewed, like, it's like I forgot what the black chick's name. But she's over there and she's interviewing, like, what's your secret? And he's like, I eat KFC chicken. And he's like, it gets my thing. He's like, I also give it to my wide receivers. It makes them play better.
Oh no.
It's
stop.
It's amazing. Stop. It's amazing because it's one of the worst racist stereotypes is that, because who doesn't like fried chicken?
And KFC fell off.
KFC has fallen off. They had a little spark back when they got the little crunchy shit. Oh, the sandwich was was popping. But like when they did like the real crispy, it was like, all right, they're doing their thing right there. Yeah, you just can't. Yeah. Eric brings up a good point. You did all that cheating and you still suck. You still have never won anything. That's tough, man.
I don't think they're going to delve too far. At a certain point, is it not going to get, well, we can't delve deeper because they might start looking into our stuff. You know, I haven't seen other schools call them out, and I think it's because they're worried about
they're not going, but what happens is, will they go Nino Brown? I love it. I really want that.
I would love that.
Like for perspective, and before we wrap it up, and hope everybody has a good weekend. My coach lost games for something that didn't affect the outcome of games. Like, Bobby Bowden had games taken off of his record because of a fucking music class scandal. So to put it in perspective, I took the class. My sister had to take the class. Now, my sister and them cheated differently than I cheated. My sister didn't cheat, by the way. But like, she was one of the athletes, and it sucked because she had to get suspended for a few games. For a few meets when she was playing. But I think she had a redshirt year or something, so it didn't really overly affect everything. But like, it was a lot of athletes that ended up having to face suspension. And there was the guy who actually used to be his face was the Seminole head. I think it was Dr. Wright was his name, but he made the war chant. Like, no, the fight song, the fight song. He's the one who composed the music for it. He had music world cultures. It was Gordon Rule class. So Gordon Rule in the state of Florida, you had to write like 15,000 words before you got your diploma. So like, you took these classes that It was like 5,000 words. So what's wild is I'm gonna tell you all the things about his class, and then just be like, that's the class we got busted in. Doesn't make any sense. This man told us at the first day of class, old man, said, man, I got like 10 classes with 40 or more, with 60 or more students. I can promise you this. I am not, and I'm not going to make my graduate assistants sit here and read 5,000 words from each one of y'all. Here's how he's going to be. Your notes for class are your Gordon rule, is your Gordon rule requirement. All you have to do is turn it into me, and I'll give it back. I need you to write how many words that you're turning in. So you need 5,000 words. I would write 5,000 words on the top of the paper, and I would hand me something that feels like 5,000 words. So like we was sitting giving, like you put a couple music notes on the top, and that bitch was bad.
Is this just for athletes?
No, it's for everybody. This is the point. For everybody. Now, athletes have study hall. Guys, regular students have, like, it was elaborate. When I went to college, so I took that class, but we also had classes like baby bio, which is biology and other stuff, where you got to take the test twice, right? Everybody would go take the test for baby bio, your first test. Because like what happens is Mondays was A through F, Tuesdays was everybody else, Wednesday was the retest for A through F, Thursdays was the retest for that. So on Tuesday night, we would meet a bunch of kids and we would have a study hall. It was some kids that just said, you pay $10, right? Some guys went in there and just sacrificed, and their job was to find the question, and your job was to memorize the questions that were on the set. So it's 4 tests, 4 different ways. We would go in and literally write, here are all the answers for that test. No, but what I'm saying is those guys were getting paid to do that.
Oh.
So then we walk in on Tuesday, and now everybody is paying them for the answers. So you get 2 times to take the test. So you can go take the test. If you got an A, no need to do that. You don't need to go back and do it. But if you failed, pay a little bread. Me, I'm thinking, shit, $10? Fuck yeah. I'll be there right after practice. Practice was done at 6:45. I go wash, grab some grub, walk over to where they're having their study thing at 7:30. Boom. I'm getting my answers from my test. I go show up on Wednesday. I'm ready to fucking take this bitch. But the math class, I'm not math, excuse me, the music class. So I'm already telling you about the Gordon Rule part. This man he has 4 tests that you take. He has literally had the same test since he started teaching the fucking class.
I won't say lazy. I feel him. I like him.
The only difference from 65, if the answer was A in 65, you know what it is in 66? It's B. It's C in 67. And it's D in 68. And then you know what it is in 69? It's fucking A. They had, Dr. Monk and them had every test that this man had ever given from 65 all the way up until then. So in my day, though, like good cheaters, we fucking studied the test and we walked in that motherfucker with the old-fashioned way, with a little small cheat sheet. And we went in there and we cheated like good old Americans. The problem is during this time, it's when online classes started.
That's where I think.
So these guys don't realize how bad they're cheating. So like what happens is, so if you're a C student, getting the answers ain't gonna do nothing but make you a B student. Because you gotta avoid them looking at you cheating and getting caught. So a lot of things could go wrong in this. So it balanced itself out. The elements balance themselves out. But right now, what sucks with my sister always was a straight A student. But what sucks for these guys is that people who never made an A before are now making fucking A's. Like your dumbass can't make straight. You can't make 100. Come on, bro. You can barely talk. You being greedy right now. Go get you a B. Like, get one question wrong. And they got the person literally sitting there right with them, giving them the answers. I'm like, come on, dog.
But it's not just athletes. When I was in college and had to drop out, I was taking a lot of classes for kids who were paying me. Like the whole class. You could
I would love to do that. But what I'm saying is why I want Michigan. So Bobby, we got caught with that. And then everybody who took that class during that time was ineligible. So that's fucking everybody. So Bobby Law had to go back and so Bobby went from being the all-time winningest coach, and then it dropped him down. Now he eventually got it back, but like if they gave it to him, he would be kicking Joe Pa's ass. Now I'm even with Joe Pa. Joe Pa, okay. Sandusky was fucking little boys in the ass. Terrible. Shouldn't have happened. I agree. But that didn't have nothing to do with the football games. Sandusky wasn't even really a coach at that time. Well, he probably was. Like, you don't just start fucking boys in the ass. Like that's something that you probably been doing for a while. But like, he wasn't even a coach when they were really popping them. I'm like, come on, dog. Like,
Kill that old man.
Like that. But see, the problem is, I'm not mad at Joe Pop. Like if I was, this is why I'm shocked with Trump. Trump is old, stubborn son of a bitch. And so is Bill Cosby. Most people, they've lived a full life. You know you old as shit. Joe Pop was like, I ain't going to jail. Fuck that.
Yeah.
What do I really have to live for anymore? I ain't coaching. I'm just gonna die. Like, fuck it. Fuck it. I mean, it ain't getting any better for me right here. But like, yeah, Devin, that was the Kentucky bowl game. We had to go to a fucking bowl game, like just like with nobody.
That seems unfair though. Were there any kids? Did they check and make sure every kid was caught cheating?
No, so some people didn't tell the truth. And so like the people who told the truth are the ones who got bopped.
Oh, yeah, you got to go to your grave sometime.
I'd be like, you gotta prove, huh? You got me on record, you got me on tape. You ain't got me. Like it was a great scene from The Wire where the cops come in and they're like, "What you don't know is that we got your we got the guns from the scene. We have your fingerprints on the gun." And they're telling them Bodie's just like, "I wasn't that, blah blah blah. You know, where's my lawyer? Well, it doesn't matter if your lawyer comes. Here's the boom. They pull the guns out, and he was just like, so that's where they fucked up. They pulled the guns out. He's like, all right, which gun did I shoot? And then they pointed at one. He was like, I suggest y'all bring my lawyer. Because he already knew they fucked up. That wasn't even he did shoot him, but that wasn't the gun he shot. Like, so it's just like, so basically sometimes if you just shut up and you listen to people, you know they don't got you on nothing.
If they got you,
They don't answer that. That's the thing. So free game by big game. If you ever get jammed up, if they got you, they're not gonna give you. A lot of times they're giving you information to put in your head that they have more than what they don't. But if you know you wasn't there, then so the best thing for you to ever do is shut up, one word answers, or really just say, I suggest you call my lawyer. Don't drink. Don't take the coffee. Don't take the soda. That's how they get you too comfortable. Unless, like The Wire, you know you did it, and you're about to take some charges for your other homeboy so that you don't get it. And my guy was in there getting all the sandwich. He was hungry. He was like, my man was like, if this is gonna be my last real meal, he was just like, yo, I want you to go get me one of them sandwiches, man. He said, make sure you put some extra horseradish sauce on that thing too. And like they kept bringing him in. They said, I'll give you every case you want. And he was just like, you did this? Yup, I did that. I thought such a nah, that was me. He was just giving, but he knew he was getting life. Yeah. So he was not getting out. So just take care. He's like, I ain't getting the death penalty. I got life. Bet. I'm gonna take all these cases off so my people don't get it. Yeah, Weebay. Weebay was the realest one. Weebay went and had the most ghetto shit. Just Weebay's old girl reminds me of my godmother Desiree. But Weebay came in there like, you're going to get that boy to that man so he can have a better life than me. I ain't giving up. He said, my word was my word on the streets, and my word is still my word in here. And best believe there's nowhere you can go where my word won't get you. It just, all that. It's kind of like the women who say, I need to be handled. That was a motherfucker that you knew. That was what happens when, like, I don't want nobody I got to handle.
Yeah.
But Weebay, she knew. Some people get off on that. And that's a whole nother topic. A whole different topic about some people when they be doing that shit. People who know they got to be handled be acting certain ways, and that's why they get with these guys. And Weebay, it's like either Weebay, it wasn't that Weebay ever hit her. It was just that she probably seen what Weebay done and knew that this motherfucker snap. And he don't yell. He talks like Jay Prince. Jay Prince is always like this. It's the motherfuckers that talking the same tone the whole time. Them the motherfuckers that's terrifying. Because they're not trying to get you off of what you're doing. They want your energy to stay the same so that when you get hit, it shocks your central nervous system. Because a lot of people think the louder I get, like we're animals. The loudness is to try to scare whatever the threat is from coming at you. But when the threat is really about that, I mean, I even do it because a lot of times I don't want to whoop your ass. I will, but I don't want to. But it's people on this planet that literally want to whoop ass, that just go around wanting to whoop ass. And y'all got to realize that them the psychopaths that you really got to worry about. And you can't just lock people up for that shit.
I'm very cognizant of energy. If you're not as amped as somebody who's arguing with you, walk away. That person's ready.
That part.
Sometimes I'm just not moved. Sometimes when I know I'm very angry,
I walk, and that's what people don't get. Like when I stop talking to people, it's not because I dislike you. It's for everybody's best interest. Because I don't want to do something that's going to really, because like you've broke, like when they say the last straw, you broke the last straw. And so I don't like F you up. I gotta separate from you to either get some more straws or just to like be like, all right, man, whatever, dog. That's on you. I can still kind of like you, but like you're not finna just again, because I probably one day it took not 18 years. How long? It's actually longer than that. I'm 22 years. It took 22, almost 23 years for me to see my father. Like I saw him in Indianapolis. So maybe one day, maybe if he comes back to Indianapolis, they can still hear me. Maybe if he comes to Indianapolis when I do the combine this year, maybe I'll put him on the show or something. And like just so y'all can see this man. And that's the part that's what scares me in life. The scary part in life is that I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, I am James Anthony Coleman Sr.'s son. And that terrifies me. Because I don't have an outlet. It was easy with football. It's harder without it. Because there's literally nobody I can go hit and get cheered for. So like I try to avoid situations that are going to raise my spirits, but like that is, like I told y'all, this motherfucker could have commented on anything. And a lot of times, matter of fact, he'll text me instead of commenting. I put something up from the other day. I said, don't let the liquor get you into situations your hands can't get you out of. And he said, nah, son, I love that shit. He said, I just tell people don't let people like, and he just fuck it. It went. Your dad's 10 years older than my dad. Yeah. Your dad, have you like I'm gonna put my father, I'm gonna put Poppy out. Your dad couldn't have lasted in this generation. In this generation, they would call your dad an influence, not an influencer. What do they call it? No, you're fine. Your dad. I don't know that for him. When you're the older man with the younger woman. Your mom is 10 fucking years younger. Yeah. No, Luis is the same age as your dad. Like when your mom told me a story and I connected dots and I said, holy shit. Well, not even just I found out who Louisa was. I found out all of this stuff. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Groomer. Your dad would be called a groomer. Your dad would be called a groomer in this generation. So my mom, father, your mom, same age. Your dad was old when the Cosby's was out. When I first found out, I was like, your dad was old in the 80s. God damn. That was Hey.
This is the trend of like
It's the red pill
finding
people. The red pill people aren't all the way off.
yeah.
It just sounds really bad the way they talk. But as a man, it really gets better after 35.
I kind of feel it
Like,
happening.
and when it's like you got your shit together, you can kind of like help somebody who don't have their shit together. Like, so that makes you go down, or you can go up. It's like we can have kids whenever we want to have kids. I always joke with people, if I live to be the age of 90, which I don't think, but if I get that old, my gift to the world on my way out, I want to have another kid. I just want to see anarchy. Just fuck up the whole inheritance for everybody. Y'all got to deal with that shit now. But like, and I'm not saying this to say that women aren't a prize and aren't this and that. It's logic here. Like, it gets more dangerous the older you get to have kids. And then like it gets more like, and then women unfortunately have this thing like you want to have kids or a career. You can have both, but it's difficult because even if I'm hiring you, if you have a kid, I'm going to, depending on the job, I'm going to lose you for 8 to 9 months.
Especially if you're a single mom.
Right. So it's just like I tell people all the time, like, I don't really give a fuck what happens with you. Like, I need my job done. Like, so, but all that to say is men can go down. And younger women have always dated older men. I remember seeing the girls in high school. That's why I don't date women my age. I've never been with women my age. It's because the women my age were going for fucking older people. And then now for me to see those same women say, "Oh, that's weird, bitch. You had a dude pick you up in a Porsche when we were in high school. We saw it. You literally would not talk to me because I'm mature. No, you are getting ran through. We are the same fucking maturity level. Your body just matured faster than mine. Your mind damn sure did. So I just happen to have one of those bodies that matured fast too. And women thought I was grown when I was 14. I need to have my mom tell the biggest fucking hater story. My mom was the biggest hater in America, man. Talking about cock blocker of the year, man. She could have been she wasn't giving no assist. She was like working on some like woman's battered shelter thing. She had an intern that was a college student. So this time of year, Tallahassee, North Florida Fair happens. So we at the fair. Mom, I think felt good or wanted me to get away from her. Not 100% sure, but I was happy. She gave me $20. Back then, $20 was a lot of fucking money. Now, $20 ain't doing shit for you. But $20 at the fair could go get me some food, some tickets. I can go ride around, and I'm over here, and I'm wearing something fitting, right? Flat stomach, chest. I tell some of these kids now, y'all don't look good in high school, so it's never going to work for you. Like, you're supposed to at least look good if you're an athlete in high school. So I'm going around. I come back, see this and this is before I saw the movie Belly. When I saw Belly, Keisha changed my whole thoughts on women. I seen that dark-skinned woman with baby oil and the black light hit her, and I said, I got to get me one of them. Changed my whole perspective. But she was a little light-skinned thing. Might have been Puerto Rican. I don't know what she was. But she was looking at me. I'm looking at her. She looking at me. I'm looking at her. Now I see my mom. I'm like, yo, what's up? And then she's like, Miss Coleman, you know him over there? Can you put me down? She's like, who you talking? She looked at her. That's my son. He is 14. I said, yo, mom, what you doing, Carm? like, and that's all, a lot of kids, I tell kids all the time, I tell my son, don't be in a rush to get out. I was one of the, if I could do it all over again, I would fucking live. Fuck what people have to say. I would live with my mama. My mama cool as shit. I was like, yo, mom, why you cock blocking, man? What the hell is wrong with you? Boy, you were 14. I would not have you talking to these little skeezers, blah, 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 rah, rah, rah. I'm like, yo, mom, oh, teenager, I can't wait to move out. I can't wait till these 4 years are done so I can, boy, them bills. Boy, I could have waited. But anyways, man, I appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. Hope you guys have a great weekend. If you're, Georgia, Florida game should be going. Good college football games this weekend. Make sure, I got to go. I'm going to try to go do a post right now. For those who are members, new members, you could go in, get into the ESPN app. We got the college football pick 'em. got the pigskin pick 'em. Make sure you do those things. We'll declare our winners on next week's show. Let's try to make sure we get this network up to over 5,000 before November 11th. Still going for 4,000, but 5,000, that give us the opportunity to give away 2 tickets to the FSU Miami game. You know, a lot of stuff that we want to do. You know, we're about to start doing our gifts for good grades. We will have ways to raise money. We will have the kids put their gifts up. So this one right here is a great couple ways you can do it. We'll have an Amazon wish list. You literally go on there and you buy the gifts for the kids. You ain't gotta give me the money. You can go buy the gifts for the kids on your own. You'll see what the kids want, or you can give it to us and we'll do one big buy. And if you can support me and Trey as we try to do something new. If it's fun, we'll do it more. I mean, if you guys enjoy it, we'll do it more. But we will be doing a live watch party, so you can mute your TV and just listen to me and Trey as we give a breakdown of the game and talk about it. And it'll be yeah, because we're not live streaming the game. Like, you'll still have to watch the game. Or no, I could do it on StreamYard. I could actually show the game because it's a closed circuit. They won't see it until I upload it, and then when I upload it, I just know I won't monetize it.
I got you. So wow, for the live purposes.
Yeah, for the live purpose. So either way, either it'll be on YouTube or it'll be on the StreamYard. You guys tell me what you want. I'll put it out there. I could show the game, and me and Trey could be on the screen while the game is going on, so you can see it, get the breakdown, or other ways. But I appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We'll see you guys next time.